So what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Now in this video we're mainly going to be focusing on an issue which I found with the exhaust. Whilst I was underneath the car doing the previous job, I found that the exhaust was blowing in one, possibly two places. So I thought, rather than being on the floor and battling with a rusty exhaust, let's just take it to an exhaust specialist and let them get it up on the ramp and see what they can do for me. Let's go. So the sat nav says we're almost there. The place where I'm going to is a place called Tyre Pros in Bromley, but they're also a power flow exhaust specialist, so they do exhaust and all sorts as well, not just tyres. The dash right now, guys, is lit up like a Christmas tree because the ABS sensor on the near side rear isn't in. It literally looks like a Christmas tree with all the lights on. Plus I think we need a bit of fuel as well. So, but anyway, let's have a cheeky pull before the exhaust drops off. Yeah, still sounds good. But the issues what I've got with the exhaust though is the back box needs to be centralized. We've got the two leaks. I think there's two, possibly just one. Here we go, we're pulling up right now. When I spoke to these guys on the phone, they did say to me that it is first come first serve, so hopefully not too many people have actually turned up and they can squeeze me in, but we shall see. It doesn't look like there's a lot going on, so yeah, hopefully guys they can actually squeeze me in and get this sorted out today. Ideally I should have come in from like 9 o'clock in the morning as soon as they open, if it's first come first serve, innit? But yeah, time won't permit. Life of a YouTuber, man. By the time you set up your camera, get the car sorted and everything, hours fly by. So anyway, we'll see how the day goes. Anyway, right, so just a quick update as to what's going on so far. So we've just finished with STS Tyre Pros. They sorted out the problem completely. It was what I thought it was. Like the exhaust system was blowing in two different places, and I'm glad I didn't attempt to tackle it myself, because the grief that the guy had dealing with the rust on the clamps, undoing the clamps and that, yeah, it's not about that, doing that jacked up on the floor. So it was a good shout to actually take it to a professional where he could apply heat to it and get everything, you know, moving how he wants it to move. So yeah, it was blowing literally on a clamp, a rusted off clamp, which I doubt I would have been able to get off without any sort of heat, in between the cat and the centre box. And it was blowing again at another joint further back towards the back box. So I think what happened was, like, there was a hanger, like a rubber mount what holds the hanger, that snapped and it kind of bowed the exhaust like that. So I think it kind of collapsed under its own weight, sort of thing. So anyway, they put it back up for me, disconnected the two joints. We was praying that it wasn't corroded and just started crumbling, otherwise that would be a welding job, which would have been like more money. So it was the cheaper avenue, which is always good. So it got sorted basically. So everything got cleaned up, clamped up, and, you know, repositioned and joined back together again. So the exhaust is done. That's another job what can be ticked off the list. Because they were done so quickly though, guys, that was like about an hour's worth of work, and it is now about 2:30 in the day. I'm going to shoot over to Willpower in Brockley in southeast London, and see if I can get them to squeeze me in to get a wheel alignment done, because sometimes when I'm driving at speed, I notice that it just feels, it doesn't feel itself, sort of thing. So I'm gonna go and get that done, see if they can squeeze me in today, because it is possible unless they're really busy. And guys, that'll be 2 things done today. Guys, let me know what you want to see as well, because obviously we can go and do like a POV drive. Obviously I'm going to do the track day, that's essential, before this car goes, because once we have our fun, then the car is literally, all that's going to be done after that is it's just going to be cosmetic stuff to get the car looking its best, and yeah, just getting it ready for it to be sold, guys. So we need to have all the fun what we want to have with the Clio first, and then after that it's going to be put to bed, and it's just going to get cosmetic stuff done to it in preparation for sale. So right, let's go and see if we can actually get squeezed in, and that'll be it for the day. So yeah, let's go. So after I went to Willpower, he put it on the ramp, and basically when he put it up on the ramp, when he jacked it up and he checked the wheels, sort of thing, he realized that there was excessive play on the driver's side wheel. So he was rocking it backwards and forwards, to and fro, like side to side, sort of thing, and which 9 times out of 10 that suggests that the trap rod is gone. So after that, he said, fair play to him, he just said to me, you know what, there's no point me actually doing the wheel alignment on the Clio, because your trap rod's gone, most probably. So with that, bit gutted, because it would have been nice to just get everything sorted, but if it weren't possible, it weren't possible. He gave me the car back. I shot straight over to the part shop, got me a track rod, and then took it back to the garage, tried to beat the sunlight, jacked it up like it is now, and tried to just give it a general check out, you know, myself, because it's always good to know exactly what you need, sort of thing. And if the trap rod locking nut was willing to give way and the trap rod itself would come out nice and easily, I would have done it there and then. But sod's law, that locking nut was seized on there. It almost looked like it was part of the trap rod end. It was just so welded on there. That's how it looked. It looks like it was welded on there. Anyway, cut a long story short, it weren't coming out. When I checked the wheel, rocked it from side to side, I saw exactly what he meant, and there was a lot of play in there. But from top to bottom, there wasn't anything. So that kind of eliminated things like the ball joints and stuff like that. So, and also when you took the wheel off and you got the actual arm what connects to the steering rack, and you pushed it backwards and forwards, there wasn't any play there. So that just, I'll show you a bit of footage anyway of the trap rod, how much play there was. You could actually see it moving, knocking backwards and forwards before the actual wheel moves. So you could see the play. So anyway, it is the trap rod, is what I'm trying to say. And but the locking nut was just welded on there. You're not getting that off for love nor money. So the easiest option was for me to actually go and get the arm, the inner tie rod. Instead of trying to get the trap rod off of the arm, I would just I had the track rod already, so I went back to the part shop, got the actual arm what connects into the steering rack, and because it's easier to crack that nut off. So when I went to do that, like now, so this was all yesterday, so now today I thought, do you know what, I've got all the bits. The sunlight ran out on me yesterday, so I thought, do you know what, plus I was tired and like the day was just done, guys, like, and we made progress. The exhaust got sorted. So let me show you underneath the car now. So as you can see, like, as you can see there, look, I've got the track rod, I've got the arm, what that connects into, like so. What I would have done is basically disconnected it from, if you can see it, guys, from down that end out of the steering rack. But what the problem is that I would need to get like an adjustable down there, and if you look there is no room, because you've got the subframe right there, which won't allow you to get a swing on the adjustable to crack the nut off of that inner tie rod out of the steering rack. You just wouldn't be able to do it. There's no, because at first it looked like the tray just needed to drop and then you could get on it, but it's not. The actual subframe comes over too far, so even if you got on it, you would probably slip and it would just be carnage. So I thought, nah, abort that. The only other way is if you had a specialist tool which actually loops round that nut, and then you could put it on an extension what would come out here, and then I could put a ratchet on it and then twist it and undo it that way. But that tool itself, when I checked it out, it's about £40. To get it in my hand now, guys, I would have to go to Machine Mark. They're the only people who would do it, and I think it's made by a company called Laser Tools, and it would cost me £44 now, which doesn't make sense, because I know a garage which isn't too far from here what would charge me about £40 to do the whole thing comfortably up on the ramp. So I think there's no competition really. I'd rather get them to do it comfortably than me getting that tool, probably not ever, like using that tool for like another 2 years or something like that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the wheels back on. I'm going to take it down there. I've already called them up. I know that they can sort me out today, so that's the game plan, because time is kind of the essence with this car. I really want to get this car sorted and get things cracking on this while I've got the time off of the day job. So that's what we're going to do. I'm still no further with the ABS situation as well, because I went to Renault up in Croydon, and even though they had the right part number, and I was waiting for like a week for the ABS sensor for the rear near side to actually come through the post. I think it's the near side. Yeah, anyway, a rear ABS sensor. Gave him the right part number and everything, the reg, sorry, and we had to wait 8 days for it to come. Turned up, wrong one. I was like, how is this possible? Like, when I was speaking to the woman, like, on the parts desk, I was like, how is this possible? But to cut a long story short, when she looked into it, they don't make the part anymore. So even on their system, I looked on their screen, it didn't even come up on their screen. So what she had to do, she had to call up their kind of like hotline to Renault France, get a part number for me to work with, and then she basically said, there's your part number, good luck, go and find it. So I was like, okay, right. So Renault can't help me at all. So what my plan of action is going to be is that after I do everything what I've got to do today, hopefully get the trap rod sorted, then take it over to Raw Power, get that aligned, get the alignment done. Then after that, when I can settle down, then I'll call like some Renault specialists and whatnot, pick their brain and ask them, you know, where can I get one from, or you know, and then yeah, update you guys on how I'm gonna go about doing this, because Renault themselves don't actually have it anymore. So it's gonna, whatever happens, it's either gonna be a random guy off of eBay who's miraculously doing them still, God knows where he's getting them from, or it's gonna have to be secondhand from somewhere, sitting in a hub, an old hub or something, or you know, I don't know, we'll see innit. So yeah, that's where we're at so far. Exhaust done, hopefully wheel alignment will be done, and we will see how we're going to go about sorting out the ABS sensor. Cool, chat to you later.